Okay, once again, it's a big mystery. This time I'm going to do a tutorial for all you MPC users out there. My weapon of choice is the 5000. So I'm going to show you how to sample your beat, chop it up with samples, and put it into a program. And we're going to start that off. I already have a drum program set. It's already been done. So now we're just going to sample the beat of my choice, and we'll go from there. So what I'm using right now is Michael Jackson's Off the Wall album. I'm going to sample Rock With You. Okay? That's my song we're going to try out. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the screen right now, and I'll let you hear the drum track, and then we're going to get down to business. So here we go. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go into our sample screen, and as you can see where my thumb is, we're going to hit the mode as it lights up, and we're going to hit button 4. As you can see at the top of it, it says record sample. Okay, and then we're going to get to this screen. Okay, as you can see if I can tweak the screen a little bit. Okay, that's going to be our samples screen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the beat, get what I want off of it, and then we'll go from there. So let's check it out. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start the beat and record the sample off of it, which is F6 right here. And as you can see at the bottom, it says record. And then I'm going to hit record, and then we're going to start the sample. As you see, I push F6 again to stop it. Now it's going to ask me new sample. So I'm going to entitle this real quick. I'm going to rename it to just Michael, because I want to remind myself of the sample that I used. So just quickly, we're going to use the data wheel, of course, to do your sample name change. Okay, hit enter. Now we're at the screen to assign a pad. Right now, to chop it up, we're not going to assign it to any pad, so we're going to hit F5 at the bottom, which is the key. Okay? So once we do all that, then we're going to go to our trim mode, which is the mode button and the number 5. Okay? And as you can see, it's pulled up. So what I'm going to do right now is I like to use the loop feature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit A13 to get the beginning part of it, and then we're going to trim that up and then see where we go from there. So here we go. So as a starting point, I need to change it. So we're going to use the data wheel, which I like to do. Okay, right here. Then we're going to go here, and we're going to scroll down using the cursor buttons right here. Okay. We're going to use that to go, we're going to go down, as you can see. Now we're going to use the data wheel to kind of get it tightened up. Okay. Okay. Now what we can also use is the Q-link sliders up and down, and as you can see, it moves up and down. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is I'm going to move this slider up a little bit, and it's almost there. So we're going to use the data wheel for fine tuning on that. Okay, we're going to use some more fine tuning. Almost there. Okay. Almost there. Still a little air in between. Okay, there we go. So now what I like to start off with, I want to audition my sample and then see how it would sound sampled within the tempo. So we're going to play it. So that's more of a slow drum program. So what I'm going to do here, while I'm in the sample trim mode, I'm going to use this white button here, which is the window. Okay, for all you MPC users out there. So I'm going to hit that, and it's going to go into my sample, and it says, see where it says the tune part? I'm going to use the cursor buttons, of course, to go down, and I'm going to use the data wheel to scroll down as much as I can, and then we're going to see how it sounds. Again, I'm going to audition it. So I'm going to slow it down a little bit again, see where we're at. Okay, I'm going to give it a little bit more of a slow tempo. Slow it down once more. A little bit more, just a tad bit more. All right, perfect. Okay, so here's the good part, the fun part. Now, you want to chop it up into 16 bits. Okay, that's what I use for the whole pad area. Okay? So I want to chop it up to 16 bits. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to F5 right here. See at the bottom is the chop function. Okay, and I'm going to push that. Now look at the screen. I personally like to do it equally. Okay, I don't want to do the auto chop. I want to do it equally myself. This gives you the versatility of taking your individual samples and chopping them up the way you want them chopped. So I'm going to go to number of regions 16. So once again, we're going to hit F5. Okay. At the bottom, you see do it. Sorry, it's not so clear. Okay. Now, we're back to its sample waveform, and as you can see, it's chopped in fine little chops. Okay. Starting with region 1. Now, what I like to do is go ahead and just get it set up for the pads. Now again, if you do not create a program for these individual samples, you will have to manually do them yourself. Okay, so I would advise you to use this next step so that it automatically assigns the pads for you. So that what we're going to do now, we're going to go to convert, which is F4. As you can see my thumb here is F4. Bam. Now it says convert to patch phrases, release an original tempo. Okay. We don't want to do patch phrases. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do them as slice samples because that's what you want. So we're going to use the cursor again, cursor button. Okay. We're going to scroll up to where it says convert to, and we're going to use the data wheel and switch it to slice samples. And you see what it did. Now it says create new program. So what I'm going to do, I like my release at 70. That's just, the time it takes to attack what you want. Then we're going to use the cursor again to create new program. Again, if you do not create a new program, it will have to be assigned manually. If you do create a program, it automatically assigns the pads for you in that program. So we're going to switch it to yes, and we're going to hit F5 for do it. Bam. Now, as you can see the screen, it's chopped it up in 16 bits. Okay? So we're done. Now, what we're going to do now is go into the program mode, which is mode 6, mode, and 6 pad, and look at the screen now where I'm at. Okay? Now see where it's highlighted is with the program? We're going to switch that data wheel. As you can see the different pad forms. We're going to hit F5 for select. Now, you're in business. So if we hit the pads, okay, so they're assigned already to the pads that you have, okay? So now what we're going to do now, we're going to go to individual pads. And as you can see under voice, you want to switch those to mono. Now, if you're doing one beat totally as one together, you're not chopping it up, I would switch it to mono and leave it. But if you're doing chopped up beats, you want to go at the bottom here with this mute group, and you want to switch it to one. That'll give you individual versatility of your sample. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go to each pad and switch it to mono first. Okay? You can hear the difference, of course, and you can see the difference. Okay? Now we're going to switch each pad to the mute group to one. Okay, so now we're going to play and make sure everything is set. Okay, so now we're going to test the beat out and then we're going to play it. And this is the way that you would want to do it when you're chopping up samples and things like that. Now, if you notice how that sounded, it sounded a little choppy. So I'm going to go into my trim mode again. And since that was the first chopped up sample, now I'm going to use the cursor to go down, and I'm going to use my slider and tighten that up just a bit. Okay, and see it moving. Okay. You always want to go back and make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, we want to go back to the program mode and see how it works. Now let's check out the beat. Now, the beat is a little bit slow, so I'm going to pep up the beat PM just a little bit. We're going to tweak it just a little bit and give it some thought to that. Okay, now I'm going to go back to program mode and do it once more. Okay, so that's mainly how you chop up the sample, and my next video I will show you what the beat sounded like and how I put it together. So stay tuned. And once again, West Coast, I'm the Big Mystery from Inglewood. If you need anything, any advice or anything, hit me up on Facebook as Micah Green or as the Big Mystery. My email is Mr. That's mr.micahgreen, Green @yahoo.com. So again, hit me up on Facebook or hit me up on my email at mr.mr.micah,